All right, let's talk about one of the most incredible and honestly misunderstood things on the planet, the teenage brain. It's not broken, it's not crazy, it's actually going through this massive, brilliant upgrade. So let's pull back the curtain and take a look inside.
First, I want to tell you about Joshua. He's 14, and he's a full-time carer for his sister. At this event, he got up and talked with his unbelievable maturity about staying positive even when things are incredibly tough. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. 14.
And then there's Madison. She's 19, a national-level athlete, and she is actively changing how we all think about disability and what's possible. Stories like these, they just prove it, right? Teenagers can be absolutely awesome.
So, if teenagers can be this amazing, this resilient, this powerful, what in the world is happening inside their heads that also makes this time of life feel so chaotic? That's the big question we're going to tackle today.
Yeah, it all boils down to this thing we can call the teenage paradox. You've got this incredible potential on one side, and on the other, a brain that feels like it's in a state of, well, controlled chaos.
Now, you probably think your brain is pretty much done growing by your early teens. But check out this number, 23. That's the age the brain's critical rewiring process, its massive software update, finally finishes. It's like a huge construction project that's happening while you're trying to live in the building.
And this whole rewiring thing? It's basically two major hardware upgrades happening at the exact same time. It's this period of intense, brilliant change, so let's break down what's actually going on under the hood. So the first upgrade is something called pruning. I want you to picture a gorgeous rose bush. To make it grow back even stronger next year, a gardener has to come in and just savagely hack it back. That is exactly what your brain is doing. It's cutting away the weak or unused connections. It's a total use it or lose it moment.
And get this, while it's busy pruning, your brain is also strengthening the connections you do use. This is the second upgrade, and it's called myelination. Your brain starts wrapping your neural pathways in this fatty substance called myelin. Think of it like putting high-grade insulation on an electrical wire. It makes the signals travel way faster and much more efficiently. So your brain is getting rid of junk and building superhighways all at the same time.
Now, as if all that construction wasn't enough, there's also a huge power struggle going on inside. It's a classic showdown, emotion versus reason.
See, deep inside your brain, you've got the amygdala. That's your emotion center, your gut reaction headquarters. And during the teenage years, it is on fire. It's fast, it's powerful, and it is pretty much running the show. Meanwhile, way up front, your prefrontal cortex, the logical, hang on, let's think about this part, is still under construction. So what you've got is a supercharged emotional engine with brakes that are still being installed. And this whole brain setup really gets tested in moments of high stress. The speaker who inspired this whole explainer, Sarah Jefferson, she got a phone call from her son that started with those exact words. A call about a car accident, ambulances, the hospital. Her son, thankfully, was okay, but what she remembers so clearly is how the first responders, the police, the paramedics, a nurse who just happened to stop to help, they were all calm, they were effective. Why? Because they had been trained for this. They were prepared for the test. And that's the whole point, isn't it? Life is going to test you. The goal isn't to avoid stress, it's to build a brain that's ready to handle it. So how do you do that? How do you build a brain that's prepared for whatever life throws at it? A brain that can actually thrive during this massive upgrade? Well, luckily for us, there's a simple, science-backed user manual, and it's an acronym, DOSE. D-O-S-E. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. These four chemicals are absolutely essential for your brain. Getting a regular dose of them helps support all those new pathways that are being built. First up, dopamine, the reward chemical. We get a ton of it from our phones, right? A little ping, a little notification, but you can actually rewrite that prescription. Science tells us we concentrate best in about 15-minute chunks. So try this. Phone away, focus hard for 15 minutes, and when that alarm goes off, that's your dopamine hit. You earned it. Next is O4-oxytocin. This is the connection chemical, the warm hug chemical. And the strategy here is, well, it's pretty simple. Give your parents or a caregiver a genuine hug. You get a surge of oxytocin that literally helps your brain, and they get a fantastic surprise. It's a total win-win. Okay, now let's talk about serotonin, your mood stabilizer. And this is a biggie. Because during childhood, your serotonin levels are nice and high. But during your teenage years, they literally drop off a cliff. This right here explains so much. why you're probably not a morning person anymore, why moods can feel so intense. It's not you, it's your brain chemistry.
So, what can you do about it? You're going to love how simple this is. Just get 15 minutes of direct sunshine every day. It's a totally natural and super effective way to give your serotonin a much-needed boost. Oh, and don't forget the sunshine.
And finally, E for endorphins. These are your brain's own personal painkillers. You release them when you exercise. And honestly, it doesn't matter what you do. Run, dance, play a sport. The only thing that matters is that you find something you enjoy and you do it consistently. It will literally make you feel better.
So, you see, when you put all this together, it completely changes the conversation. It changes how we think about studying, about stress, about just getting through the day, really.
The old question, the one that doesn't really help anyone, is why aren't you studying? A much better, much more powerful question is how can I support my brain in this process? It completely shifts the focus from judgment to support. And that's how we help build brains that have the resilience of Joshua or the grit of Madison. It's all about the how, not just the what.
Which brings us to the final and maybe the most important question of all. A question for you to ask yourself. The next time you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed or just off, instead of getting lost in it, just stop and ask, have I given my brain its dose today? That one question puts the user manual for your incredible, changing brain right back where it belongs, in your hands.